Hello, my name is Noel Gonzalez, and this is the wishlist and shortcoming video for List Your Property. In this video, I'll go over some of the things that the List Your Property section of the Breezum application needs work on, and some of the things that you could work on in the next semester. So we'll start off with the property forms. The forms have validation as they are now, but there are a couple of things that could be improved. For example, the street address has no validation. There could be a system in place to take care of that, because it's not as simple as saying it has to be a number greater than this or that. It's a bit more complex, so you need a bit of a system to validate an address and perhaps show users some valid addresses that are similar to what they wrote. Maybe that could be it. For more information, try to look around the Zillow websites, or look at a research document that I did. I'm not sure if that's going to be available for you, but if that's not available, you can check out the Zillow website and try to put it in some addresses, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So that's one thing. The same thing maybe could be done with the rest of these fields over here. Another thing that could be improved in the forms is just having more fields. And I know that seems like a little thing, but it's just hard to have a bunch of fields and organize them correctly. So in order to do that, you might have to, and rather, not overwhelm the user that's trying to put in a new property. So maybe if you want to put in all the fields, honestly you should, maybe you need to put some kind of gated forms where the user puts in some of the fields, and then that's checked. And if that's okay, they'll be given another list of fields to fill out. Maybe, like the details, whatever. And then maybe once they fill that stuff, they'll have some optional fields. Maybe a lot of fields are missing right now. So that's, something that you can do. And honestly, the things that I've said so far are not hard at all. So, maybe that's, something that you can get started on. When you first start. Because, you don't really need to know a lot of knowledge in the Django or something like that to do that. It's just the front end. So maybe that's, something good that you can work on. Another thing with the forms is actually in the detail. And this is a bit of a small fix. This is I'm not sure if this is classified as a, it's not going to classify as a big feature that you added, but, it's something that you can do once you finish your work, and maybe you need to add a little bit more work to a sprint because maybe you finished it really fast or something like that. So if you go into an edit page, which I'll do soon, as soon as I can, for some reason the fields were empty. I don't know why this happened at the very last moment when I was wrapping up things. But I looked into it, and basically you need to add a placeholder to the forms in the HTML, and then you can look at the code review video I made, so you can see you can see where everything is, and you can see where you have to go to certain things. But basically you have to go into HTML forms and put in some placeholders, because for some reason that what I had before it didn't work. So that's enough of the forms. Something else that you can do, and I can't really show here very well, is add some kind of authentication. Alright, so basically right now, just due to lack of time, there is no authentication on the website. Any user can do anything, and obviously that's not good. So let's see here. Let's put in a random thumb path. So right now, even though I'm not even logged in, I think I can create a new property, and I can even edit this property and delete it. I'm gonna delete it. So there are a couple of reasons for this. One, alright, so the editing, or rather the creating new properties, that's just adding is logged in to the API, which again you should look at the code review, and I have already a place where you can do all these things. Very pinpointed, very easy. But then the other problem, the bigger problem, is that the original goal when I took this project was that I would have, what do you call it, so users will be able to create properties, right? And then the user that owns that property will be able to edit it and delete it. But the problem is that the property model as it is now doesn't have an owner attribute, so you can't really do that. So if you want to do that, you could definitely take that route, continue where I left off, and just get permission from the product owner to change the property model, because the property model is not as where it should be right now. And in fact, to mention something else about the property model, right now the property model is divided into property and property detail. So actually I'll talk about that in a second after I'm done here, because that's another feature as well. But anyways, once you edit the property model, you can edit and delete properties that user owns, which is okay. And another route you can do this is instead have admins take care of everything, or have agents take care of everything. It really depends how you want to take it, so I leave it up to you guys. So another thing you can do is what I was trying to say earlier. Basically, the property model is not the greatest as it is right now, and the new property detail and stuff like that, that's something that you guys can work on as well. And don't be afraid to make changes to that. Something else that you guys can work on, and even though it's not related to list your property, is actually going to be the detail property page, because it actually affects list your property. Let me make a new property real quick so you see what I mean. So for some reason, properties that are created through the desktop application, they do not display certain things here. I mean, most of these things, right, is just because you're not filling it out in the forms. But there's also a lot of like fake data here. Like for example, all these things. Whoever made this is just putting in fake data, because there's no reason for it to be. None of these things should be here. I didn't put any of this. So this property detail page has a lot of work that you can tackle for sure. So to summarize, we have what we just talked about: the property detail page over here, the forms for listed property, as well as the editing issue. It doesn't show up the values for some reason, as well as the security. So those are like great features that you guys can work on, very meaningful, and I am certain that you can get it done. And I'm not saying everything I've said in this video are things that I know you guys can do in like 2 to 3 months for sure. I understand that you need to learn the Django and all that, and of course Angular, but I'm certain that the things that I've said are not too complicated. Maybe I'm wrong, but based on my experience this semester, I am certain that you guys can do it. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out some of the other videos if you haven't already, especially the code review, because that will help you out a lot. And even though you can just skip to the middle or so where I started showing the code, because that's what you guys need to look at. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.